Welcome to This Explainer. Okay, so we've all been there, right? You're standing in the plumbing aisle, staring at this wall of brightly colored bottles of drain cleaner, just quietly hoping for a quick miracle. Well, today, we're skipping past those bold, flashy marketing labels. We are going to look directly at the underlying science to uncover what is literally happening inside your home's pipes the second you twist off that cap. Let's dive right into a scenario I know you're familiar with. You step into the shower and, water is already pooling around your ankles. You've got a slow drain. So naturally, you grab that heavy jug from beneath the sink, pour in the thick gel, set a timer, and walk away. Problem solved, right? Well, not quite. While you're waiting around feeling totally triumphant, there is some serious silent damage likely happening right behind your walls. These consumer products are pushed incredibly hard as the ultimate fast fix. The whole appeal is just pure convenience, promising to obliterate your plumbing nightmares in mere minutes. It sounds absolutely perfect, doesn't it? Like a super quick, cheap alternative to calling in a pro. But, this marketing completely omits a critical piece of the puzzle. What exactly is inside that bottle doing the heavy lifting? And honestly, what's the long-term cost to your plumbing infrastructure? What's genuinely wild here is the aggressive chemistry at play. We aren't talking about strong soaps, not at all. These rely on highly reactive acids like sulfuric acid, or heavy-duty bases like lye, or even potent oxidizing agents. These chemicals are formulated to trigger intense, heat-generating or exothermic reactions the absolute second they hit the water in your pipes. Boiling hot, highly corrosive liquid rushing down an aging metal pipe. Yeah, they are basically built for pure destruction. And right here is where the real trouble begins. Think of it kind of like a tale of two clogs. These chemicals have a very specific target. They can easily melt organic materials. We're talking hair, cooking grease, regular old soap scum. They literally convert those organic blockages into mush that just washes away. But if your clog is non-organic, say a flushable wipe, heavy mineral scale, maybe a kid's toy dropped down the sink, well, those aggressive chemicals will just sit there, completely useless against the blockage. So here is the absolutely crucial takeaway. Whether the cleaner hits a blockage it can't dissolve, or honestly, even if it successfully clears one, that aggressive chemical reaction doesn't just stop. It has absolutely zero off switch. Instead of just attacking the clog, this boiling, corrosive sludge actually turns its attention to the very materials that make up your home's infrastructure. Think of your plumbing like a circulatory system. This toxic shock is traveling through the veins of your home, leaving some pretty devastating casualties in its wake. We're talking about microscopic pitting and thinning in the walls of older metal pipes. We're looking at degraded, cracked rubber seals, the ones meant to keep water exactly where it belongs. It strips away protective coatings and literally eats away at the threaded joints that keep dangerous sewer gases contained. And the worst part? The chemical residue just sits there, silently prolonging that exposure. And the truly insidious part about all this corrosion at the connection points is almost always impossible to detect immediately. You might actually think the cleaner worked perfectly. You pat yourself on the back. But then weeks, or maybe even months later, that hidden damage finally reveals itself. You start noticing persistent, unexplained drips. Or maybe you find ruined cabinetry from mysterious undersink seepage. Or, worst of all, foul, lingering sewer odors wafting through your bathroom because those essential rubber seals are just completely gone. This entire dynamic creates an absolute nightmare cycle inside your pipes. When the chemicals can't dissolve a non-organic clog, you're left with a partial blockage. That heavy, gelatinous chemical sludge actually pushes the undissolved residue even deeper into the plumbing system. As it settles, it forms a tighter, far more stubborn blockage way farther down the line. And what is our natural reaction when the drain slows down again? We're tempted to just pour in even more corrosive chemicals, drastically accelerating all that damage we literally just talked about. To make matters even worse, desperation kicks in, right? If the first bottle fails, people almost always run right back to the store to try a completely different brand. I found it genuinely shocking to learn that combining different drain chemicals, even if you poured the first one days ago, can trigger highly hazardous, sometimes straight-up explosive chemical reactions right inside your sink. You are inadvertently turning your plumbing into a volatile chemistry experiment and releasing toxic fumes directly into your home. It's incredibly unsafe. But hey, you aren't powerless in this situation. Homeowners actually have much, much better long-term outcomes by ditching the chemical crutch entirely.
Starting with the least invasive, mechanical methods is 100% the smartest approach. Use a good old-fashioned traditional plunger to force the blockage out. Implement a simple, inexpensive drain sneak. Get under there to clean out those grease traps, or just physically remove the visible hair. By doing this, you're physically removing the blockage without ever exposing your home's plumbing to those caustic, pipe-eating acids.
Now, of course, there are limits to DIY. For those persistent issues that a plunger or a snake just won't fix, getting a professional inspection is absolutely your safest bet. Plumbers can spot deeper underlying causes you'd never be able to see. Things like invasive tree roots breaking right into your main line, complex system venting problems, or just severe harden built up along the entire pipe run. Calling a pro stops the cycle before irreversible component damage is done. It's going to save you a massive headache down the line.
As we wrap up this explainer, I want to leave you with a thought to really ponder the next time you're standing in the cleaning aisle, staring at those brightly colored bottles of drain openers. Sure, they promise a quick, cheap result, but at what hidden cost to your home? You really have to ask yourself, is a 5-minute fix today truly worth a catastrophic, wall-tearing plumbing disaster tomorrow? Thanks so much for joining me, and I really hope this changes how you care for your home's infrastructure.